Oh, good on you, everybody. It's howdy doody time again. Howdy. I hope you're doing. I hope you're doing just splendid. And you know what? In case you're having a little bit of overwhelm these days, or just a little down energy or whatever, guess what? You can always hand it over. You don't have to carry it. I don't think at all are we meant to carry the load here. Crazy, huh? I know there could be a lot of debates about it, and there will be always somebody's opinion about it, but we need to find out for ourselves what it's all about. If you're feeling a little bit, but even the great ones will tell you that whether you're feeling, like really human or you're feeling divine, it's still handed over. They live in the handed over, the awakened beings, they live in the handed over. They let the thought come in and then they say it's yours. They let the emotion come in and they say it's yours, Lord.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that comes in, they don't keep in and they just hand it over. And what is that going to take? Trust, of course, and faith, of course, and and the willingness. As Yogananda's, or they say in the AA program, willing is when I live life, I need God. Willing. When I live life, I need God. So let's don't pretend that we've got it all handled. Don't pretend that, my dears. Don't keep going that way, because this is a day to really discover how much support you have. Divine life, divine love support in areas and consciousnesses and whatever it is that's on your plate today, it can all just get handed over. All right. So, having said all that, my dears, let's look at this idea. I've wanted to use this stream for a while, and we'll start with the essence of awareness. The essence of awareness, because the awareness is what would give you the ways and means of doing what we just subscribed,
Oh
or
well.
we subscribe to, handing it over. The awareness, the awareness to do that, right? It's easy when you have the awareness to do that, and you're willing. When I live life, I need God. So we put those two together, and we're off to the races, my dears. So let's see what the pundits are saying about the essence of awareness. There's no news here. There's no news for you, my dears. You've heard it all, you've seen it all, and now you're even seeing more things that you never thought you would see in this body, in this life, where you're living. You never would have dreamed to be seeing or hearing about or whatever what's happening in the outer world. So more more the need. When I live life, I need God. The greater the need. And then what happens if everything is peachy keen? Then we get entitled. Then we don't feel like we for some reason humans will just sit on their laurels. So anyway, you know what I'm saying. The essence of awareness. Awareness is not something that you create. You're creative. God creator in you. You in God creator. You're a creator. Same as the creator. Awareness is not something you create. It's built in to you being creator. You're already creating, my dears. There's nobody's story. There's no one's life like yours. It's your show. It's your show. So congrats thus far, my dears. And good job. Really amazing job. You deserve a treat. You need a treat? Some of you know what I'm talking about. So, if awareness is not something you create, it is what remains When everything false becomes quiet. Wow. It's what remains. Awareness is what remains when everything false becomes quiet. And the ultimate false is when we leave these bodies and know that we're more alive and more at peace and more filled with everything that we dreamed about or not dreamed about when we leave these bodies. So we'll know at that point, won't we, that everything false will become quiet, and we'll be able to go, oh my God, yeah, OMG. A lot of OMGs happen at that point when people taken over to the other side and they know that it is not near what they thought it was going to be like. Most people live as the content of consciousness, the content. The content. What does that mean? That we say, I am angry. That's some content that came from some kind of pain or whatever. I am broken. I am afraid. I am not enough. All of that content. But that's not awareness. All right. That's just content. That's just what goes around with the the stuff that goes out every week and gets picked up by the trash man, right? We don't need that. We can let it go. We can hand it over. But awakening begins when you realize something profound. And something profound would be you are not the storm. You're not the storm. You are the space the storm appears inside. You are the space the storm appears inside. You're not the storm, though. You're the space the storm appears inside of you if it comes and grabs you and takes you away like they did that golden retriever. I heard a story. It was in Kansas. It went up in a little hurricane, or not a hurricane, but a little the other thing, the thing that twirls, and it picked up the dog, and it went over to another piece of land, farmland, and it was all kind of soft and everything, and it dropped, and it was a safe drop, and the dog got up and walked home. So awareness would kind of it just be a witness to all that, my dears. Because anger comes and goes, sadness comes and goes, fear comes and goes, but we're working on the fear. We're working on the fear. We want to make sure that's the worst habit we could have is the fear. And we're working on that. You talk about handing something over. That's a great one to hand over. So fear comes and goes, though. Even the personality changes over time. But the one who notices it all, who notices it all? Who notices all these changes that you go through in a day, in 5 minutes, actually? Thoughts, feelings, plans, whatever. The silent witness, or the silent witness notices it. It notices it all, my dears. That silent witness, that one who is the awareness, the witness, the one that can just observe without getting emotionally involved. You know, your emotional involvement with life is the number one cause of all our suffering, said Paramahansa Yogananda. Your emotional involvement in life is the cause of all your suffering because you get emotionally involved. So the silent witness is closer to you than your name, closer to you than your body, and closer to you than your breath. That's pretty close. That's way up close. That's way up close and personal. That awareness does not need to control the moment either. You don't need to control. You got your hands off the controls, that kind of control of controlling things or controlling your actions. Most people are just, they get thoughts, they get their desires up, whatever, simple, could be just very pure desires, whatever, or they just desires of restlessness and things that to do on Sunday, which today is, and then they go and do it. But the witness just watches it, watches it. It watches you go. There you go again. That's a silent witness. And awareness does not argue with reality, it simply sees it. So you get some news going today, and it doesn't argue with it, doesn't argue with anybody. It just simply sees it. It watches this play show, this dream delusion drama of the creator, my dears. It just watches it. It does not need to control the moment. It illuminates the moment. It illuminates the moment. You just kind of go, wow, the wow factor. WOW, witnessing outrageous wonders. Wow. Wow. Because you're not involved. You're not personally attached. It's not a personal thing, right? It's totally where you are in the space of your soul, quite frankly. And this awareness doesn't chase peace, it reveals. It doesn't chase peace. A lot of people are going after peace, but that's a hard thing if you're going at it just like I'm going to go get peace. But the awareness reveals that peace as underneath the noise the whole time. The awareness, the peace has been with me the whole time. That's why the more we can let go, my dears, and hand over to God, all these things come to the surface. Can you imagine all these beautiful things that you hear about of your true soul nature? This comes to the surface because you don't have another agenda. You don't have other plans. You don't have other desires that turn into many distractions. The mind is always trying to become something, right? It's always trying to do something and become something. Awareness already is. You, my dears, already are. You're complete, you're fulfilled, you're luminous, your happiness is as high happiness as the holy ones, as God, herself, himself, itself. It's the same. The mind is always trying to become something, but you're already it. Awareness already is. And this is where the true freedom begins, my dears, where you understand that awareness already is. You already are that peace. You already are completely free in this life as soon as you decide that you are free in this life, that you are free. Why? Because God will do everything, and He is doing everything. She's doing everything. 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 We're not here, as I said earlier, to get in the way of the divine plan. We're going to let the beautiful divine plan come to the surface, and we're going to witness it and watch it and celebrate it and be at peace in it and just realize, oh my God, what is the saying? I thought life was duty, but found out that it was beauty, right? Thought that life was duty, but I found out all life is beauty, my dears. That's the surprise. This goes on to say you can feel pain and still be awareness. You can feel fear and still be awareness. You can feel love and still be awareness. You can feel grief, longing, joy, confusion, and still be the vast field holding it all. So we get the gamut, we get filled, to the brim of life on planet Earth as the world spins, right? Awareness is the light behind your eyes. Interesting. It's the light Yesterday we said never, never underestimate the power of your light. That's awareness. That's awareness behind your lights. It's the silence behind the thought and between the gaps. It's the silence behind the thoughts. It's the stillness beneath the personality. So everybody has this. Everyone. This is why you can love everyone and not just love everyone that are going doing crazy things, even, but we want to do that no matter what as well. But we want to just love people because they are not people. They're not what you think is a person, right? You're not even who you think is a person, right? Until you are more aware. And you can let everything come to the surface. You can find God coming out of her hiding place today. Today. She's more than happy, and God is more than happy to take care of the load. In fact, they're pretty much, if they were to be beggars, they would be begging for you to please hand over this this amazing life potential and happiness potential to us. Let us take it from here. They take it from here. Starting right now, my dears, hand it over. Something you got, next thing you're going to do, the next thing, hand it over. Give it away. See how you feel about it. And then the next thing, hand it over. And the next thing, until you realize God's with you. Here's your partner. He's your beloved. He's your best friend. He's the light. And that light will light you. And you'll know you are light. This awareness is the eternal presence watching the human story unfold. The eternal presence. Awareness is probably the best definition. Awareness is the eternal presence, my dears, beneath or watching, the eternal presence watching the human story unfold. Can you imagine, instead of getting all hot and bothered and upset and so on and so forth, you're just totally at peace with whatever happens. And the deeper that you rest as a watcher, where you rest and watch, you rest and watch, just like the dogs do. They just look at you, right? And there's nothing going on. They just look at you and they follow you, many of them around the house. And they're just resting and they're watching. Good examples. The deeper you rest there in this witnessing, in this awareness, my dears, the less life feels like something's happening to you, that something is happening to you. And the more it becomes something moving you. You don't have to pay for a mover anymore. Life is moving you, right? The joy is moving you. How do you move? I mean, it's a miracle in itself, just moving, right? This is the essence of awareness, where you are resting there, and unless life feels like something's happening to you, you're just resting there. You're in peace at last. You're in peace at last. And guess what? There's no weight to carry. There's no sluggishness. There's no, I'm tired. There's no more, all of that, right? Because you've released it all. You give it to your divine friend. You hand it over. You hand over the load and all the things that bug the bejeebies out of you. You hand over the first things, are the ones that are bugging the bejeebies out of you, my dears. Or what's making you tired, you hand over. What's making you fearful, maybe. or a little bit sad or a lot sad. So, this essence of awareness is not escaping life at all. It's the opposite. It's enjoying. It's enjoying life. It's enjoying life as it's made for us to enjoy. What do you think the angels? Do you think they walk? Do you think they drive cars? Maybe. What they certainly can fly. They certainly have a pretty good, wingspan. I would think we'll know soon enough what the angels are like. They'll be able to show us around. My dears, it's kind of like these streams just getting shown around by all these beautiful nuggets that we look at. Once again, we're getting a little vision of how we can maybe go about today different than any other day. Than any other day. I know I'm certainly going about it. And it makes it new and interesting to go about a day. It's very special to have a day and go about it in a different way. So you're kind of in the OMG. Oh my God, I didn't know that. So the essence of awareness is not escaping life. It's not denying emotion. It's not becoming detached and cold. None of that. But becoming so present, my dears, as you could probably gather at this point, becoming so present that nothing inside you has to be rejected anymore. Ooh, you become the sky, and everything else becomes weather. Weather, and you're the sky. That's how the sky ends. The essence of awareness. But I'm going to lead you into one more before we have a few minutes. Then I got to get going because I have to go to the Ashland meditation group. This is kind of cool. This is it's called At One with Your Creator. Not bad. A little thing that we can just hear gather a few more nuggets, my dears, until we say goodbye. This is At One with Your Creator. Kind of what we're talking about. We're handing everything over to Creator, so we will be at one with the Creator. This says we are one. We're one love. We're one light. We're one consciousness. There's just one. There's one operation happening on this globe. There's one movement. There's one reality. There's one truth. There's many, many, many species. Well, every single one is divinity, and this goes with everything that you can think about, imagine about. Is just one. It's just one. So this says we are all feeling and seeing the acceleration of our transformation from carbon to crystalline, internally and externally. So this is getting a little mystical. Observing all. Here's the witness. Observing all. This is the whispering soul circle, by the way. Observing all with the eyes of innocence. What did we say? He said that awareness is behind our eyes. We're observing with the eyes of innocence, like a child in awe and wonder, curiosity, and seeing the shimmering light shining through everyone and everything. The shimmering light. The shimmering light. If you go into your worship service today, whatever, if you do, and if you really want to make your worship service or your church going or whatever it is that you do, if you do something like that, or you just go out in nature somewhere and you just Say like that mountaineer, that I'd much rather be in the mountains thinking of God than in a church thinking of the mountains. I'd rather be in the mountains thinking of God rather than in church thinking of God. So we're seeing in the shimmering light shining through everyone and everything with our eye, our eye God glasses that we put on as a little mantra. And as we observe in this way, my dears, we see way beyond the surface. So this is very much like the last reading we just did. As you observe in this way, you see way beyond the surface with discernment without getting involved. That's the key. Without getting involved. Without getting involved. That means when you hand it over, you're not an Indian giver. You don't take it back. You don't take your worry back. When you hand over something to God, you hand it over. It's a deal. It's a deal. There's no more bargaining or none of that. We're completely, we're completely, we're completely dedicated to whatever can motivate us to bring us into more light, whatever can motivate us to hand over all the details of our life to Divine Mother and let her take care, right? So as you observe in this way, you may see way beyond the surface with discernment and without getting involved. Yay. We are changing, my dears, faster than ever before and much faster than you think or possibly believe. There's changes. If there's changes for the craziness, a lot of craziness, and it's constantly changing, what do you think the light is doing? There's a lot of changes happening because of the light, my dears, and that includes you and me. All right. So when you go to your place of worship, if you do that, just love the people there. God doesn't need your love. But if you love his children, you'll God will give you a bonus. God will give you a bonus. But love the people that are doing the work, that are going to worship the same truth as you, possibly, right? And you'll find that you'll have a much better service, more than likely. All right. You're changing faster than you can possibly believe. Maintaining your inner stillness, maintaining your inner peace, maintaining a steady, true consciousness in the midst of outer chaos. That's key. That we maintain a true consciousness in the midst of outer chaos is key. And seeing clarity where others see confusion, for you know deep in your heart and feel the progress happening as it occurs. Time, which is part of the illusion, can slow down for you or speed up. You are regaining control of all your inner functions, remembering who you are and dealing with anything that arises with great love and gratitude. You are awesome, Marty, Lisa, Jim, Cami, if she's on. Let me just get rid of those little things there. Whoop. So I can see who's on. Yeah, Cami's on. Yeah. Now I got you guys. Thank you. Thank you, dears, for being here. You're making my Sunday even more brighter than it already was. I got up super early and saw an amazing sunrise here in Ashland. So this person says, I send this today with very much love received from inner planes and the beloved ascended masters overseeing this miracle as earth and you fully transform. Just like that. Blessings to you all. Dear soul family of love and light, we are one. This is that Josephine again. She's on a tear, man. This beautiful soul called Josephine. So that's a nice, and what her picture was just one consciousness. It says one consciousness. Wow, what if there's just one thing you were asked to do in this body, in your family, in your, in your comings and goings on this globe? What if there's really just one thing? And the one thing is, you can guess, hand it over. Hand it over. It's not yours, number one. And it's not going to satisfy you, number two, if you get caught up in it, right? You're going to be overwhelmed in all those things. And we can go on and on. So why not? Why not give God finally permission to enter your sacred sanctum of your life and let Him show you to the nth degree how much easier and more beautiful your life becomes in that one practice, handing over what it was that you were going to do to the divine. And if there's something that has you overwhelmed, you hand over the overwhelm. If you're overstressed, overworked, over whatever, anything and everything goes. You hand it over. So you are empty, my dear. You are empty and at the same time filled to the brim with a new joy, with a new joy, because you can't believe how things turn out so much better when you get out of the way. All right. So let's rub our hands together, my dears. Let's rub our hands on this. If you're in, rub your hands. Inhale the breath. Let's chant it on. Oh. Let's go one more, please. Let that om carry you. Like that carried that dog up in that little tornado thing, dropped him down safely. Let's get a ride. Oh. Thank you, everybody. Let's do a quick mantra where we love, just that love gets just reiterated, gets reset, and gets refreshed as we love and we care and we share. Yeah, we let it all go. A new day, my dears, a brand new day. Let's see how new and crazily good it is for us today. Let's give it a go. Love to hear about it. Hey, Cami. All right, my dears, give it a go. All right, tribal, beautiful rainbow people. Think. Thank you, Kathleen, and everyone else. Be well, my dears. Let's go worship in the way that our heart is screaming for us to worship. Okay? Sky's the limit. Aho. Namaste. Love you all. Thank you, Marty. Have a good one, Marty. Yeah, girl. Adieu, everybody.